Hello, fellow Wastelanders, and welcome to my secret cryptid hunting base in the mire. I have wanted to build in this spot since I first encountered it. You can see that we are just to the east of Camp Venture here, and there are a few existing structures that you can build in and around, and it's got a lovely, dark, spooky vibe to it, including these various pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns. You could do a Halloween build here really nicely. And so the whole theme of this build is that I wanted to make a place for Raiderpunk to hang out and monitor the radio network with his constant quest for finding new cryptids. And so this existing house was super fun and really hard to build around. I had to patch up all the walls. You can see I stacked some of the junk walls to patch some holes. And a lot of this furniture was pre-existing already. And then I filled in around it, and so that was super fun. Getting this ceiling was not trivial. And then I also used some conduit to build a little kind of attic space here. You can just rest the conduit on those boards and then attach it and add some rugs. And this is our front, basically. We are a stop on the Blue Ridge Caravan company's runs, basically. So you can see I've got a couple of those banners. And so the theme of the build is that if someone was just walking by, they might think, oh, this is just a, your average caravan spot. But in reality, we are actually a secret cryptid hunting organization. Welcome to CrypTech. I wanted this to look like it was something that Raiderpunk just found in the world, just a garage, and we just built it out and took it over. It took a while to get this to line up exactly. There is this pre-existing door. If you just look through here, you can see that this little doorway already existed. And I built onto the back here, and that's how I was able to get the roof, I built up this back workshop and then took the roof over the top of the house, because the house has no roof. So I used a lot of cryptid materials in this build just to give it that theme of some folks who are investigating, very much like the Lone Gunman in the X-Files. I've got some X-Files references throughout this build as well. And it was just really fun to use a lot of the more colorful materials, because the darkness of the mire just really lends itself to... Oh, there's Raiderpunk with his Mothman Hunter gear. So the colors of the mire and the darkness just make a lot of these really fun, colorful lights just really look really cool. So I mostly just used decorations that had that Cryptid Hunter's theme, or that kind of eclectic, sort of spooky vibe. There are a couple things in here that have not come through the Atomic Shop since I started playing, like this Mothman poster here, and also the Sheep Squatch Ate My Brother poster. And I found out that you can petition Bethesda. You can basically submit a support ticket and let them know that you want one of these items that just hasn't shown up since you started the game, and they will sell them to you for a certain number of caps. Oh, I wanted to show you in the back door here, we also have our little radio tower, which I built with a series of stacked items here. So we have the planter on the base, and then a generator, and then one of the power connectors, and then a piece of conduit comes off of that. And that's how I was able to get this satellite dish on top. So it has a kind of a scrappy look to it. Oh, I love these spotlights, these searchlights, but they are super broken. So if you want to use them, you just have to attach them to a power a power switch, or you have to place them and replace them every time, because every time you load into your camp, they will not work, and so you have to turn them off and on again. So they're super cool looking, especially in these dark locations like the mire, but you just have to deal with the fact that they're a little bit buggy. So I built this workshop on the back, and if you go to the second floor, we have Raiderpunk's chem den, of course, using this lovely Mothman curtain. Raiderpunk's always talking about how if he doesn't use his chems enough, he starts to lose the colors, so that inspired his little drug den here. Nice and colorful for him. And then we have a porch that I built off using these firefly lights, and these are just so beautiful when you hang them from trees. They just look really cool. So we could just hang out here on top of our porch and look out into the mire and maybe see a sheep squatch or the Mothman lurking around. And then the last part of this build that I like, for some reason I get really into making bathrooms. So I put up these junk walls just to make a little three-sided exclosure. And if you come around the corner, you can see that we have a lovely open-air bathroom here where you can just enjoy your tales from the West Virginia hills and look out over the beautiful, creepy, spooky mire and maybe see a cryptid while you're dropping a grumper. So thanks for watching. This was a really fun and super challenging build, especially with all of the inbuilt structures. It was really, really frustrating and hard to get the roof and the walls in with all of the tree branches and everything else. But if you want to build in this area, I highly recommend it. It's really atmospheric and just super, super fun. You could do a really cool junk camp or Halloween themed camp here, and it would be really, really cool. So if you have built in this spot, drop a comment. I would love to check it out. So thanks. Enjoy your adventures in the wasteland.